What's going on, everybody? It is Tally here from Unshaven, and today I wanted to talk about being a creator and not a consumer, or certainly less of a consumer and more of a creator. So this is going to be part of the Mindset Monday series, and what do I mean when I say a creator? Now, it's a really broad, really broad kind of category. So you could be creating, let me think, videos like this one. Could be, and that counts as like stories, Instagram, YouTube. That's kind of like all videos, all video formats really. Then you could have a product that you create. Could be information, so that could be in video format as well, but it could be, say, a blog post, a service that you provide, because that's still being a creator. You know, it could be DIY, it could be provided information, so it could be kind of LinkedIn, and you know, it could be a range of things from fitness training program to, you know, depends what service you're providing really. So video, product, blog, post, service, and then it could just generally be information, stroke, resource. So as a creator, you are obviously creating all of these things. It could be videos, products, you know, blog post, information, service, kind of, or just, you know, some sort of a resource that people are using. And it, you know, this literally can be anything from a personal training program to art to, you know, recording your daily life and you become some sort of a vlogger or a blogger or anything like that really. And it doesn't even have to be anything that grand. It can just be, you know, you're really knowledgeable about a certain topic and passionate, and it's something that you enjoy sharing with other people. For instance, what I'm doing right now, I am creating a video about these formats. So I'm actually operating on video right now, but at the same time, I'm kind of providing information and a resource. I'm not trying to sell you anything. It's not a blog post, and there's not really a service because, again, there's no money involved. So we've talked a little bit about what a creator is or does or might do. So let's go to the other end, and that is consumer. So most of us are going to find that we are consumers, particularly in today's world with videos being so accessible, social media, Instagram, Facebook, all of that sort of stuff. So as a consumer, you will be consuming these services or products. So you'll be watching videos like you are right now. You might be buying a product. So if you buy a product, say off myself or somebody else, you know, it can be anything. I would class a product as anything that is not an essential. So if it's not food, water, or, you know, I don't know, washing up liquid, you know, stuff to wash your clothes, these kind of essentials that we you know, use daily and need. So, you know, toothbrush, toothpaste, just stuff that's kind of become the norm for a lot of us. So you will actually be consuming all of these things here. Blog posts, if you read a blog or, you know, you like to read up on stuff, or a service, you know, if you get, I don't know, say your floor fitted, or, you know, you really want a new floor or a patio done, you want your garden doing, or your car cleaning, you know, anything really. Or like I say, like a PT, personal training program, that's a service. You know, it's kind of because it's information and a service, and somebody's kind of guiding you through something. So on the consumer side, you are either watching, buying, or I would say employing the service of, I don't know, using a service. And the main thing that you're either going to be, the resource that you're going to be using here is either time or money? So, and they are the really big ones. Now, to a lot of people, money is very, very valuable, but it's an expendable resource that we can earn back. The thing with time is we can't actually earn time back. So I value time way higher than money. And if you spend your time wisely, you'll know what I mean. So if you are a creator as well, so if you're in this midpoint where you're consuming and creating, you'll probably find that your time is more valuable to you than money. Whereas if you are just a consumer, you may find that money is more valuable because you're spending your time consuming all of this stuff. So I suppose how you spend your time isn't as important to you. Like, you don't value that time so much because you're not trying to fit other stuff in. And you hear a lot of people saying, I don't have a lot of time, I haven't got the time, where's all the time gone? The truth is, if you're saying those things, you've either got a really freaking busy life, or you're a consumer. And I'm willing to bet you're probably a consumer, and you're probably consuming more than the time that you have allows for, because most people have a full-time job as well, or at least a part-time job. And so that limits the time that you actually have each day. So you'll probably find, and I mean everybody consumes to some extent, it could be watching a video, and I'm not saying this is bad to be a consumer, because we're humans and that's how we learn, by watching or doing. But the thing is, when you are just watching and you're not doing, you kind of end up in this little cycle where you are a consumer and you will go around in this little consumer bubble, and you don't really become a creator because you're spending all your time watching instead of doing. And so you're observing instead of doing, and not doing, you're kind of putting yourself on the back foot there. You're not, because I think everybody has something that they're interested in, they're passionate about, they enjoy, or they're knowledgeable about. And you could potentially share that, in some way or other, be it, you do a little tutorial video on, I don't know, how to carve wooden spoons, or, you're a mechanic and you decide that you want to do little videos for people just to do, I don't know, how to change your oil, or check your oil, or change your water, or change your tire. Just, simple things that most people know, but there are people out there also that don't, and this might be a valuable resource for them. I'm sure there's people out there doing that stuff already. I just don't watch it because I don't care. But the main point is, try to be a bit more of a creator on this side. So I think of these things as positive, and I associate being a consumer as more of a negative generally. It does have its place, definitely, and I know a lot of people enjoy doing stuff and they might just, whatever, I don't care, and that's fair enough. But I think it's a lot more satisfying to be on this side of things rather than just being over here. Because instead of learning a skill or a language or sharing stuff with people, and maybe you could be sharing those things, how to learn a language or how to learn a certain skill, that could be something that you want to share with people. But instead you're maybe just staying on this side and not really being very proactive, and instead you are, you could be over here. I'm not going to say you're having a whale of a time, but you could be over here doing something you enjoy and sharing it with others in some sort of format, be it written, video. Maybe you created something that you like, or information, or a service, self-employed, or, that's something that you enjoy. But if you're just stuck over here, mindlessly going around in a circle, you'll probably find that you're not only a little bit dissatisfied with the life you're living, potentially, you might find that you're bored a lot, and you're like, you've got no hobbies, there's nothing you enjoy doing. And I think that links in very well with time and watching videos, or just watching somebody else's life rather than kind of doing your own thing and living your own. And I think that's so prevalent nowadays, and it's a very pertinent point that people just watch videos and then kind of complain about their life, and it's just kind of it's a bit of a cycle. And if you want to get out of that cycle, you need to be a bit more proactive and actually do something. So try to either balance this and be somewhere in the middle, or maybe a little bit more on the creator side rather than just being a straight consumer. You know, you could be, even if you're doing something that you enjoy, for instance, I don't know, a dance or a sport, or you sing or anything slightly creative, you know, maybe you enjoy drawing, or I don't know, you're really skilled at BMX or on a Diablo, or I don't know, it could be anything, literally. Just something a little bit more, you know, everyone's got their own sort of special skill or something that they enjoy. And if you say you don't, then the chances are that you've been spending way too much time over here. And if you think about it, or if you ask somebody else, you know, what am I good at? Or what do I, you know, some people struggle. What do I enjoy? The chances are they'll be able to tell you, because we are definitely our own worst critic. And it's not always easy to think about our strengths. And quite often other people will be able to pick those out. So I think it's, you know, if you're struggling there, maybe just ask a friend or a mate. But that's kind of today's episode, and I just wanted to say that, you know, if you're finding that you're kind of bored, or, you know, you're finding you have no time, take a look at this. How are you spending your spare time? You know, after work, before work, what are you doing? And then maybe you'll start to see a little bit of a pattern emerge, and, you know, maybe you're a little bit too over here and not enough over here. But anyway, that was today's episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's something a little bit different. I don't know if I'm going to continue posting this on the business page, or it's something I want to do on my own page. I'm not really sure yet. But if you are enjoying this, you know, let me know. Drop a comment or something like that, just to kind of, yeah, any feedback. I always appreciate that, as long as it's constructive. But thank you for tuning in. This is me